What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. We've just been binging the Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
It's been great.
He loves it.
All right, roll intro. Anyway, so today I have a really, really good list of really deep questions that I haven't asked or we haven't really talked about. Maybe somewhat similar, but Mimi has never seen these. I just wrote these down, so I don't even really have that much time to think about the answers of how I would answer them. But I just thought that we just hop right into it and go for it. You ready? Some of these are pretty...
Yeah, the face you have right now is really scaring me.
I'm excited. I think these questions are good.
Oh, you have like a whole, you have a whole page full. Okay. Okay, I'm not looking.
How do you hope you'll change as a person in the future? First off,
wait, we need to intro this better. So today, after this, I'm going to a bachelorette party. We have to at least talk about what we're doing right now. We can't just jump right into the deep questions.
All right.
I'm going to a bachelorette party tonight for one of my best friends who's getting married tomorrow. This is kind of a whirlwind wedding here, but it's happening, and I'm excited. And what are you going to do tonight?
Edit this.
Yeah. All right. Yep, that's why we wanted to record it before. Then tomorrow we're waking up at 5.
Driving up to Irvine so I can train.
Lucky us, driving up to Irvine when it's black outside.
All right, let's get into the questions.
All right.
How do you...
I just felt weird jumping right into it. Okay, I'm ready now.
All right, so first off, before you answer that one, do you think people can change?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think to an extent.
Yes, absolutely, to an extent.
I mean, you can change, but I don't think you can change completely who you are.
Have you changed?
Yes.
All right. Since when? When do you think has been the biggest change?
Biggest change?
Yeah.
I think that would probably be me kind of having more control over my life and who's in it and who's not in it and what I do with my life every day and what I don't do, and if that makes sense.
Your habits.
Just like everything. Like they say too, like, I always read these quotes where it's like, if you don't like this person or if this person's not good for you, then, don't have them in your life. And I feel like when you're younger, it's harder to do that. It's harder to prioritize yourself and like your needs. Mm. So you kind of just have like everything in your life. You have everybody and you do things that you might not want to do. You go out to these parties, you're friends with all these people. And I feel like as I get older, I keep realizing like, is that benefiting me? Do I want that in my life? Or like, not just with people, but like with things too. Like every single day I'm like, is this going to help me with what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
You're very vague, but yeah.
Prioritizing myself. And I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm like almost there.
And so that actually...
Like I'm pursuing what I want to pursue. I wake up and I do what I want every single day.
Yeah.
That
actually leads into the first question was, how do you hope that you'll change as a person in the future?
I hope that I do that better.
You prioritize yourself more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at this rate, I'm not getting anything done.
There's days where like Mimi will come and help me out for 4 hours with Become Elite. And then like you'll go and help with the painting right now of this thing. You're helping Courtney paint this is going to take hours and hours of work. I know. And you're going over and buying gifts. You're doing this. It's crazy how like generous with your time you are. And we were talking about this the other day. Like you were very, very like in terms of like hard saying no to people.
Oh yeah, we found like our differences.
This is a really interesting thing. So Mimi can say no when it comes to like, hey, why don't you come to Chipotle with us? Why don't you come hang out with us? Why don't you come out with us?
Or go out to drink or go out to that. Or,
you were really good at being like, no, I don't want to, whatever.
Yep, nope.
I like when it comes to social peer pressure of like, oh, come on. Like after training, it's like, oh, come on, come to Chipotle. We're all going out to lunch. Come on. And not even bad. But I have a really hard time saying like, no. I get like a little bit of like, I don't want to upset the person. But then when it comes to our time, like when someone asks you to paint a full thing.
I can't say no.
And you'll be like, yeah, for sure. If I ask you to help me film for 4 hours, you just do it. Yeah. But then like for me, I'm really good if people are like, oh, can you help me out with this? I honestly I can't. I got too much on my plate.
But see, that's like what my problem is, because I feel like one change that I have made, like I said, is I do prioritize like my goals and in like the bigger picture of things of my life, but not when it comes to like the little tiny everyday, like getting things done from my goals. Yeah. Like every single day, like today. What did I do today? Went to the gym. What did I do today? I got my hair done. Okay, well, I have to do that. But like yesterday, for example, went to the gym. Okay, we did that. Did you film yesterday?
No, I went up to train yesterday.
Yeah, I spent like 5 hours building IKEA furniture for my mom. And then I spent like 3 hours painting this for Courtney.
And you like take Jake on a walk
and then I
and
took
like
Jake,
wash
and then
him.
I didn't have, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, well, I didn't get anything done for myself.
But I swing in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you're totally opposite.
I will neglect stuff in order to get my own stuff done. Like I will, and then I'll do that, and I'm like, wow, I haven't done any of the stuff that Mimi asked me to do.
Well, that's why I was saying, I was like, at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one being productive and successful because you're gonna actually get things done. But I also can
hurt relationships and hurt people's feelings.
Yeah. So there's pros and cons of both.
It's weird how almost dropped my phone. It's weird how opposite, like directly opposite.
Yeah, I was gonna say if both of us just work on like getting to like middle ground.
Yeah.
Where we don't swing one way or the other too much, then I think we'll both be like really good people.
Yeah.
But right now, like I know I'm off kilter. I do that too much, and you might prioritize.
Yeah, I can stop working for an hour a day to help somebody else out. Yeah. I can stop working an hour a day to help you put the IKEA furniture together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer. All right.
Okay. Am I doing good so far?
Yeah. What keeps you up at night?
You hitting me in the face.
Wow. Explain that.
He hit me in the face. Okay, so I have like this rule that he can't sleep with his arms above his head because he sleeps on his back. So he always wants to put like an arm up or like both arms up. And when he flinches or like twitches, they come down and like smack me really hard. And I didn't realize it, but I fell asleep right next to like the hand.
The strike zone.
The strike zone. I shouldn't have done it. That's why I always face away from you. And in the middle of the night, I was just woken up by like a straight punch to the face. And I was like, okay. And it's funny because whenever that happens, I'm always like, ow, like, Shelly, that hurt. And you're always just like you don't even react to it. I'm like, okay.
Joke's on you. I wasn't asleep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Funny domestic abuse jokes.
What keeps you up at night, though?
I always am thinking about how little I'm getting done for myself. And that really, it doesn't even keep me up at night. It keeps me up like all day long. Like that's all I think about.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm recording this podcast, which is good. But I didn't create anything for my Instagram today. I didn't post anything. I posted like one thing this week. Like that stresses me out a lot.
Yeah.
What can you do? What about you?
What keeps me up at night?
Yeah.
Well, in reality, I never have problems.
I was gonna say nothing keeps you up.
But it's not like. But to answer the question of like what stresses me out a little bit or like what I worry about is sometimes I worry about like even I have this constant thing of like, am I doing enough? You know. Like, am I doing enough seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity of both, of training, of working out, of reaching out to teams? Am I doing enough with my professional career? Am I doing enough on YouTube, creating content, building a brand, building a business? And obviously it feels like I am because I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and sometimes I'll work literally until 9 o'clock at night when I go to bed, straight. And neglect every other area of my life.
Yep.
But I still, even on days like those, I'm like, I should be doing more. And I think that like hits me. And I think especially right now that's really getting me up or keeping me up at night is if I'm doing enough to get a contract for next year in terms of reaching out. Like I have 2 agents working and they're telling me good things, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, things are coming along, but should I be reaching out to even more? I am reaching out to more people. I am contacting, but it still stresses me out sometimes. Like it keeps me up. Like, if I'm doing the exact right path.
Right now, if I were to ask you, are you doing everything you can within reason to get a contract and contact teams? You think you are? Then why does it keep you up?
Because I always feel like I could do more. Like I could be potentially, but at the same.
So like if you say like knock on wood, you didn't get a contract this season in the U.S., would you be mad at yourself for not doing something? Because that's how I always see it. I always think like in the future, what am I gonna regret?
The only thing I look at is like open trials, I guess. Like maybe I could go to an open trial, but it's hard when I'm being told stuff from my agents.
Yeah, but you also have to listen to your own advice because you say to not rely on that.
Yeah.
You tell people not to rely on that.
Yeah, it's hard. And
do you think that you take your own advice enough with that?
It, like I said, goes back and forth. Like I don't know. It's hard. I really don't know. Because is it, I mean...
Because I feel like you're really good at giving advice. So, like, if you were to look at yourself like a Become Elite, what is it called? Elite Challenge member. Or someone asking for your advice. And they're emailing you this. And they're telling you your story. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, it is... Would you
say, okay, bro, sounds like you're doing everything you can. Just wait for it.
It's hard because, like, there is a point, I think, where you do have to start narrowing in on a couple opportunities, one opportunity that's really serious. Mm-hmm. And, like, honestly, the stuff I'm hearing, it sounds like I am at that stage. What keeps me up is if I'm being told the right things, you know, if I'm being kind of lied to about that. Because what I'm hearing and the positive feedback I'm getting would kind of make me feel like, yeah, I'm time to narrow in on this.
Do you think that those people are just comforting you so that you're not worrying, or that they don't lose trust? You don't lose trust in them?
There's no way to know. That's what keeps me up at night.
Yeah. I think another thing for me that keeps me up is, besides not doing enough or what I want to do, at least the minimum. The bare minimum is actually hard at the moment. I can't even get the bare minimum done. But another one is just, like, I keep having these, like, quarter life crisis moments where I'm like, do I have a steady income? Do I have enough to get by and survive if this doesn't work out? You know what I mean? Because I'm still in that phase where you're growing. You're not really making a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Like, you're getting something, but, like, it's not comfortable at all. Like, it's...
I mean, again, you're stressing out because you do. You have more than enough to keep you sustained for multiple years.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about.
But still, you should think about it that way. Like, if shit does hit the fan, you have enough to sustain yourself for multiple years. You're fine.
Yeah, I just feel like for so many years, I felt like I was ahead of everybody. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm just every day just going back.
Well, that's the hard part about building something. If you're building something and everything's going back into it, and you're spending that much time, it's like if you take the easier, or you not the easier route, you take the other route of, like, going straight into the business world, you get the surge, up. You go from nothing, a college student, to getting a job, and then you stay like that, but then you plateau completely. But, like, as you saw, like, even with Become Elite, it took 2 years of literally being behind everybody else. And then now, it's accelerated. Yeah, but I'm saying that
I'm still in the behind everyone right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I know.
I know that it's okay and that in the future it'll work out, but right now it sucks.
I know. I've went through that for 2 years. It sucks.
So that's what keeps me up a lot of times.
I've been there. But I'll tell you, the future is bright. So keep pushing.
I'm working on it.
What gives your life meaning?
I don't think I have one answer to this.
You can give multiple.
Multiple meanings. I think helping people is definitely one. Mm-hmm. I think feeling needed and feeling like I'm doing something to help other people, I think that gives me a lot of meaning. And I think that can hurt me in some ways, but it makes me feel good. Like, even though yesterday and the day before, like, I didn't get anything done for myself, I helped a lot of other people, and that made me feel good.
Yeah.
I think that is one. I think another one I'm pretty sure I talked about is just, like, creating things in general. Like, that makes me feel really good. And that I just like, when I create something, or when I'm in the midst of creating something, even like with Courtney's painting, like, I don't want to be doing that right now because I have so much to do. But, like, while I'm doing it and painting it, I'm like, this is what I was meant to do.
It's kind of a combination of creating something and helping somebody out.
Yeah. But it's like, whenever I'm creative or, like, channeling any sort of creativity, I feel like that's what I was, like, meant to do. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it was so hard for me to be in the job that I was in, because I thought that that's what I was going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's what I need to do every day. Mm-hmm. And I didn't create one thing. I didn't design one thing. I didn't make one decision, And I was still the bottom, so maybe that's how it's supposed to be. But, like, I don't feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense.
When people are at work and, you know, maybe their job is sales and they get all these new sales or new accounts, like they accomplish something.
Yeah.
That gives them meaning. Like I would come home at the end of the day and be like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't create anything.
Yeah. So creating something, being creative, helping somebody, that's what really gives you
I think
meaning.
those are the two main ones.
That's good ones. Yeah.
What about you?
I think working towards something, and it's not even like there is no end goal. And I basically I even talked about it in a video I filmed today too. But when you hear a quote or you hear something and it just makes you like, it hits you like, that's the feeling that I've had inside me, but I can't put to words about it. So Gary Vee, don't make the face. He's this stuff, but he was talking. I was listening to his a video. I was watching a video, and he said something. I was like, "That's it. That explains the feeling I have inside of everything." Because it's not like I'm working to try to get to 1 million subscribers. I'm not working to get to that goal of $1 million in my bank account. The number 1 million means nothing. The pro contract, you can always become a better player. There's always one level higher.
Yeah.
There's never an end goal. And so like Gary Vee, he was like wants to own the Jets. That's what he claims is his ultimate goal. But he says he's like, look, that's my ultimate goal. But it does, it means it means shit to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. He's like, I don't care about if I get the Jets. I care about if I try to get the Jets. I don't care if I own the Jets. I care if I try to own that Jets. It's the full process of it. And so like that, I was like, that's it. Like it clicked. Everything. I was like, yeah, that's the feeling I've had. I don't care if I make it to the MLS or not. Obviously that's a goal, but it's not like if I don't make it, everything I've worked for is meaningless, Same thing. Even when I was trying to get to play D1 college, when I was trying to get my first pro contract at all, when I'm trying to build this YouTube channel. It's not like there's not a certain level that I would hope for where I'm like, I made it, I finally did it. It's an all or nothing type thing.
Yeah.
It's all about, I'm building something. That's the full process, the day to day. You're trying every single day spending in like a worthy cause. Like that quote of like a worthy cause, whether you fail or, at least you dared greatly going for it. That's like what it is. So what gives my life meaning is trying to achieve something, not whether I achieve it or not. It's trying to achieve something.
So would you say that's the only thing? Or
No, not at all. I mean, my family gives me my life meaning, my friendships.
Oh yeah, I like you too. You give me meaning.
Yeah, no, like
but those
definitely.
are obvious.
I mean, obviously for me, like even there's a question I was looking up, to ask you. It's like, what would you do if you were the last person on earth, the last person? And my answer would probably be I'd commit suicide, because life is meaningless to me without anybody.
So bored.
What's the point of life if there's nobody else there?
Yeah.
Honestly. So like, what gives my life meaning too is family and friendships and building connections, people.
I think you definitely thrive from
people. I'm huge. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I love doing the Instagram lives. That's why I love like talking to people and meeting new people and inviting new people in the training and stuff. I thrive off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like obviously, but one of the things like motivating for sure is trying to achieve something.
That's good.
Yeah. And helping people. Like somebody email too, like what you said. I got an email from a girl that basically wanted me to help her out with surprising her boyfriend for something.
Yeah.
And it just like the response in the email about how much like she was telling me that I impacted his life and stuff was like, wow, that's really, really cool. And it meant the world to me that we both of us had made impacts on their life.
Yeah.
So, really,
they weren't asking me for anything, but whatever.
What do you most look down on other people for? And what do you think other people look down on you for?
You want to shake that a little bit?
This thing?
What was the first part?
What do you look down on most people for? And what do you think others look down on you for?
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of something first, you can go.
I mean, yeah, I could probably say it. I'll start with what I think most people look down on me for. And I think if I honestly truly believe that most people don't look down on me for many things. I really,
Okay, Mr. Cocky. Most people look up to me.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe I have like just stupid narcissism, but like I really think that most people I meet, from the positive feedback I've gotten.
Okay, so for all the people who dislike your videos, why do you think they dislike it?
I think they dislike me because they think that I'm either fake and I'm trying to do this based purely off attention, and I want to be the center of attention, or like a know-it-all, obnoxious center of attention type thing. And I do crave attention. I do love attention, and I think it's a healthy form of it. Mm-hmm. And I think
you're doing something good with the attention.
Yeah, and I think people look down on me as being like the typical YouTuber of like obnoxious, just anything for his 5 minutes of fame type thing. Like, especially once I've read it from tweets, or I've read, criticisms about my channel of when I'm going, it's always been like, what's this YouTuber doing? He's coming over down in New Zealand. I got a lot of criticism for like being a YouTuber and going down to a small team, and it's like, what is he doing down here? Is he gonna make a foolery of the club and the system of what we have going on?
I never saw that. That's me.
Yeah, I mean but then also once I'm down there and I show that I'm serious about my career and I'm serious about working hard, it usually, and I think a lot of people see my character and I'm working hard. I do think I change a lot of people, and people have told me I've changed their mind, from their...
Oh my God, I got that all the time. Like in high school, I swear to God, one of the most common lines people said to me was, I always thought you were a bitch, but you're actually kind of nice. I'm like,
so what do you think? Why do you think they were looking down on you? What aspect?
I think I have a resting bitch face, for one. I think that doesn't help my cause at all. I don't know. I think I also am kind of a confident person in the way, like in my attitude.
Yeah.
Like I talk to everybody, like I'll be the loudest person in the room, and I think that people who aren't like that can look down on it in a way. I don't really know why.
And you kind of have a dry sense of humor.
I have a total dry sense of humor. So some people think that I'm a bitch, and like I've gotten that a lot, but I truly do not believe that I am.
No.
At all.
No, not at
like
all.
I would never be mean to anybody.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe if you only met me for 5 seconds, then that might be what you think. I'm not the kind of person where instantly you're like, she's a sweetheart. You don't get that from me in the first 5 seconds.
No.
Like you have to know me. Like,
yeah, 100%.
That's probably like,
I think that's spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually want to tell a story. I actually remember this one time. It was my senior year of high school, and it was in one of my teacher's classes, and she taught this like college seminar, senior seminar, where she helped all the seniors get into college. So she was kind of like all of our mentor. And it was the last day of school. We all had to sit in a circle in the room. So we moved all the desks and we sat in this huge circle, and we had like yarn, and you had to throw it to somebody that you wanted to say something to. It was like the last day of school, like last day of high school, like the last thing you could, if you wanted to say something to anybody, like that was your chance. And everyone's like throwing it to people, and like a lot of people were crying at this point. Like it was really like deep. And this one girl who I thought didn't like me, like my whole high school life, like, because there was a lot of people who were like, I knew flat out they didn't like me because they would tell people that they didn't like me, like I knew that. And she threw me the yarn, and she just started like crying. Like I remember this specifically, and I was just sitting there in front of everybody, like, what did I do? What did I do to this person? Like freaking out. And she was like, I thought so low of you before I actually met you. And she was like, but we had math together this year, and we sat at the same table. We had 4 desks that were pushed into a table, and I was with her. And she was like, you were like the sweetest person. She's like, you came in every day and just talked to everybody. She's like, you made us all feel like welcome and at home, and you made us laugh. And she's like, I just wanted to let you know how wrong I was about you. And like, she literally was like crying because she felt so bad about misjudging me. And I was like, first of all, I didn't know that she was thinking that of me. So I was kind of like sitting there like, what? And then my teacher started crying, and she's like, so many people think Mimi's a bitch. And I was like, I'm like, okay, like they're trying to be nice, but I'm also like getting offended. She's like, but she's not a bitch. And like literally my teacher's crying and this girl's crying, and I'm like, I started crying. So I'm like, why does everyone think I'm a bitch? Like so upset. But like they all even said, like, if you actually know her, she's not. Like, she might come off like that. I don't know why. It might be like my shell, but
it's like there's a comment too on the YouTube channel. It was like, does Mimi smile?
I didn't see that. Yeah. What was that on? Was that on
one of my videos? They were like, does Mimi smile a lot?
See, that's the thing. I'm not bubbly, and it's a huge insecurity of me, because there's so many girls where like right when you meet them, they're like an angel. They're like a bubble of happiness
Yeah.
and sweetness. And I'm not like that at all, you know? And when I see these people, like, I feel like I'm like a downer around them.
Yeah,
but it's not
yeah.
me. Like, if I were to come to you like, hi, how are you?
I'd be like,
You'd be like, what is she doing right now? Because it's not me at all, you know?
yeah.
So that was a long answer, but that's what people look down on me for. I think it's just, like, first impression can be bad.
What do you most look down on others for? Like what's something that you're like, I can't stand when people, like, it irks you, it bugs you, or you really think, really when something happens or you hear something that you really opinion of them goes down?
There's probably a lot of things, to be honest. not in a bad way. There's
Yeah.
not like one huge thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple things where like I wouldn't be like that. I don't like that. One huge thing for me is people that are judgmental. That, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what judgmental means.
Judgmental. Like there are just some people who like they're so set in their ways that if you don't do things like that, then you're the devil, you know, like you're a bad person. And that really bothers me because it's like, you're not giving other people a chance.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And I don't like really bubbly people because they make me feel bad about myself. That's one thing. There's probably more. What about you? What's like the main thing?
The one that just
I know what you're going to say.
What do you think?
Are you going to say people who like just want all the answers to everything and that?
No.
I feel like you do have a few.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a few, but the
Or
number
people
one...
don't follow through with something.
That's a big one. The number one, the biggest thing is complainers. I cannot stand complainers.
I was kind of close.
That's the quickest way for me to never hang out with you. If people are around me, there's even guys on the team that are just complainers about everything. I mean, everything can be going right. St. Louis, we had, great setup.
Yeah.
Everything was perfect. People complain about everything.
Yeah.
And it brings me down. And like, life is not bad. Like, are you kidding me? We're professional soccer players in America.
Yeah, like what could you do that?
And so like, I don't know. I'm always a very positive person. I never, almost to the fault where I never see the bad of things or people really. And it kind of has negatively affected my life where it's just like, oh yeah, this is perfect. And I get it. I'm like, wait, this isn't perfect. But like, complainers just completely suck the energy out of me. I literally driving some of my teammates or driving somebody home.
So would you say like negative people?
Negative and
like you said that there were people like that in St. Louis because it was always like kind of rainy or dark and it would just, like you'd walk outside. You said like you would walk outside in St. Louis, be like, look at that. It's a beautiful day. The sun's kind of coming out over there. It'll be sunny by noon or whatever. And another person will walk outside and be like, oh, it's terrible.
This is terrible.
Like,
I don't like this. But and it's funny because there are like, Sebastian Dahlgaard was negative, but he did it in a way.
He's like, you loved him.
He did it in a way that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not like Sebastian was one of my best friends on the team, but he complained, and it was more of a joke of him complaining. That was his persona.
You guys were so opposite.
We called him like a grumpy cat, but like there were people who literally, complain and just were serious about it and just killed everything about it. And so complainers, and then the other thing is excuses. Anybody that makes excuses or says like they're the fake about like talking about how badly they want something or how this is why they can't do it, this is why they didn't go pro, this is why other people excuses. And
did you do the lock on it?
No, I forgot.
Should I do it?
No, it takes too long. But just excuses, like when it's like this is, you hear it all the time, like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this. Excuses, oh, I could have had this great company, this is why I'm not growing on YouTube, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, and I hate it because like, again, there's always somebody out there with much worse financial situation or much worse situation than you that's doing more and doing better than you. So I cannot stand complainers or excuses or
I like these questions. Where did you get them? Was it Gary Vee?
No, I found them on a website.
Oh,
yeah, I wish I could take credit for them, but I can't.
These are good.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the thing I look down on people for. Once I start hearing complaint, and obviously you'd be like, oh man, the weather's shit today. Like, yeah, the weather is pretty crappy today.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. But like, you know what I mean? It's when your whole persona is complaining.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This is we kind of already answered it with gives your life meaning, but what is the holy grail of your life? And by holy grails, like, what is the thing that you're searching for, like, at the end?
At the end?
Not the end. It's not like a... But what is, like, for me, like, for example, for me, I would say the holy grail of life for me is fulfillment, you know? And then to break it down further, I think fulfillment for me, like I talked about, because my life meaning, besides friends, family, and being around loved ones, is trying and working yourself, dedicating yourself to achieving a goal. So it's that, I guess, ambition would be the holy goal, like the holy grail of like constant work to better yourself, to build something, to improve, to develop, something like that. Whatever it is, you know, a business,
I'd say
developing a player.
I'd say mine's similar, but in a more creative way.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I want to see how much I can create and how good I can make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like that. What's the best thing about you?
What?
Yeah.
Well, not my personality. Clearly. That's like on the bottom. Best thing.
You know what's so funny is that, like, when we talk about our opposites, and I don't want to, like, toot my own horn, but, like, you say that so many people thought of you as, like, a bitch. You said in high school, even though you're the most sweet, caring, nice, generous. Like we said, literally, one of your biggest faults is that you're too generous with people.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, like, I would say even when I meet people, I am pretty bubbly.
Yeah.
And I would say that, like, I mean,
you're just a pretty likable person.
In high school, I got most congenial, which is like...
I didn't even know what that meant.
Which just means that it's likable. It's the friendliest, like, stuff like that. And I literally I was friends with everybody. I'd always be smiling and laughing and joking and doing stuff. But also at the same time, when it comes to, like, my flaw is that I kind of don't care about... It's almost a little bit more fake. It's not fake because that's my personality.
Yeah, what the heck? Why do people like you?
But like when it comes down to, like, actually someone is like, hey, can you help me out with this? I'm like, nah, sorry. I got my own stuff to do. I got to work on myself.
Well, you're just very, like... I think it's just you're very driven and you're kind of like a racehorse where, like, you don't
blinders.
You don't want to look any other direction. You just have blinders on.
Yeah.
And I, like, need the blinders.
Yeah, I see.
Like,
yeah.
I need those
That's a good way to say it.
Because you're not... It's not that you're not generous. It's just that you... literally are just driven in your lane and you're not going to look at anything else, you know?
Yeah.
But if people do need something from you and you care, then you will do it, like your mom's book. You know, you did it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good answer. Oh, the best thing about you. Did you say what your best thing about you? You just said you joked. The worst. Yeah. It's not confidence either.
Nope.
What's the best thing about you?
Best thing about me? Mm-hmm. Maybe my generosity. But the thing is I think sometimes it comes from, like, a selfish place, though. Because, like with Courtney's saying, like, she wants me to make the sign. Mm-hmm. And obviously I want to help her, but at the same time, like, I want to make something really cool. And I want people to see it.
I think everything comes from a selfish place. Like, even, like donating anonymously, it makes you feel good. You know? That's why you do it.
But the thing is I don't do it to feel good that I did it. I did it because I want people to see what I can make. You know what I mean? Does that sound bad?
No. I think that's... I mean, it makes sense.
Like I jump at any occasion for me to get to do something and, like, put my name on it. Kind of thing. You know? Like, I go out and film you every single day, but it's kind of cool for me to say, like, I've filmed all of his videos. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I do. But the thing is everything that I do help people with is a very creative and artistic thing, and that's why they asked me to help them.
That's true.
Like building the IKEA cabinets. I had fun doing that because I enjoy putting things together and building. I like painting. I like making content. You know.
I still think that's. I think the best thing about you would be either generosity or empathy or how much you care to help others. Like, I think that's for sure the best thing.
I just think, I think that I probably just jump at more opportunities to help people when I get to do something that I enjoy doing.
And I think that's with everybody. Like, everybody does that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can help somebody doing something
But the thing is like, I wouldn't be painting Courtney's sign if I wasn't good at painting. She would have asked me to do it. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, like, I like making training programs for people.
Yeah, because you're good at it.
Yeah. But I like seeing the people go through with it and figure it and
I think it'll be cool for her to, like, see it and have it, you know, for every guest to see when they come in, like...
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best thing about you. Yeah? That's good.
I don't know.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah. I'd say for me, where do I begin? I'm just kidding. Not my humbleness. No, I'm just kidding. I would just, if I had to say the best thing about me, it would be probably just dedication or work ethic.
Yeah, I think you're motivational.
Motivational?
Yeah. I think that your drive motivates other people. And I think that that's why a lot of people like you. And a lot of people like being around you and like watching you and like being friends with you.
I think that's
because
a good
you
good
benefit
word.
their lives. You never bring anybody's life down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when have you brought someone's life down? You've only brought it up.
Thanks. So the drive. I like that. That's the drive, yeah. To go. Oh, wait. What's the next question?
These are good questions.
I know. Here's a good one, too. What's the title of the current chapter of your life? Is that your life right there?
Shit show. Oh, man. The beginning.
The beginning.
I feel like I'm starting on a path at the very beginning. That's what I feel like. That's the first thing that comes to my head. I could probably think of something more creative.
Yeah, think of something better.
Okay.
Do you have some chapters already, like, of your childhood?
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm thinking, like, early childhood.
How long can a chapter be?
20 years, if you want.
20 years? A chapter?
It's your book.
What is this, a novel?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Because I am in the middle-ish, but I feel like I'm at the beginning of something. Maybe I'm like a part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2, chapter 1.
You got some awesome titles.
Part 2, chapter 1. I'm trying to see what it would look like. What's coming up? Nothing's coming up. I don't know. I've always said that titles are the hardest part of anything.
They are.
Essays, books,
YouTube videos,
article, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, titles are the hardest.
Yeah.
What would you?
I would either say like
Comeback.
Oh, well, I forgot super micro. I was thinking more macro.
Macro?
But micro, yeah. I mean, comeback would be a good one. I think the comeback would be. This is towards the end of the comeback.
Okay,
now.
end of the comeback.
But yeah, probably the comeback for if we're talking about that career, or if I was thinking like
You're thinking more macro.
Like I was thinking 5-year terms.
Okay. What is
I would
yours?
probably say like development.
Because your chapters are so much more interesting.
Versus
can't wait to read development
versus part 2, chapter 1.
Yeah, that sounds so much better than the development.
All right, we'll see.
Development, that's such a boring name.
Because I feel like I don't know, it's hard because at one point my soccer career, I'm towards more of the end, like the end. I'm like
give it your whole life. Like not just with soccer, like become elite with your life, with your relationship.
I would say like scaling then, like make everything bigger, because I've created, my brand. I've created it bloomed into the professional scene and all that stuff. But now it's about scaling, improving, getting better.
Scaling.
Yeah.
Okay. So no one's gonna read either of our books.
Yeah. Nope. We just create it. There's no sales.
None.
Our parents don't even buy it.
Yeah.
What do you like most about your family?
I'm just kidding.
And then we have 2 more questions left after this.
I like how...
And we're already at 40 minutes, so we'll make these a little quick.
Supportive they are.
Mm-hmm.
Supportive and really optimistic.
Yeah.
Brutally optimistic.
What are you brutally optimistic? How can you be brutally optimistic?
Because it's like, I make a YouTube video. I get 200 views.
Oh.
It's been a year. And they're like, Mimi, this is wonderful. Like, everybody has to see this.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it. They're very, very, very supportive. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because when I talk to other people and they're like even with someone's girlfriend that I was just talking to at the field, and she's like, how do your parents feel about, you and Shelly, like him doing this and you doing that? Like, how do they feel about that? I'm like, oh, they love it. Like, they tell everybody how proud they are. Like, they couldn't be any more happy or supportive. And they're like, she was like, really?
With what you guys are doing?
Yeah, with what you guys are doing? I'm like, I mean, the way that my parents talk about it, we are like running for president or something. Like, they are so supportive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably my favorite. And they're very open. Like, if I said I wanted to be a ice skating dancer person.
Ice skating dancing person?
Ice skating dancer. They're like, great, do it. Like, and they would be at every single game, every single practice, you know? They've never judged any decision or anything, ever.
Yeah. I would definitely say that, yeah.
I also really enjoy that, even though my mom says she's like type B, I enjoy that everyone has such a strong personality. Like, it can be a lot, but I'm glad that no one in my family is like quiet or reserved. We're very loud people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I'd say for mine, it'd probably be just the humor. I'd say like the jokes that
the dynamic.
I like
the dynamic of
like,
your family.
Everybody kind of like makes fun of everybody in my family.
And you guys are always competing about which is the favorite child.
Yeah, like my parents would literally, like, my mom and dad will joke about that, like, they have a list and it's 1, 2, 3, and so if I do something good, Matthew's number 1 right now, Emily's number 2, Michael's number 3. Michael does something great, graduates from college, all of that. Michael's number 1, Emily's 2, Matthew, you're number 3 now.
The humor of our families are so different, because my mom would, like, she'd be like, you guys are always number 1 in my heart, both of you.
And my mom will straight up say, Matthew, you're number 3
But
right
I
now.
love being around your family, because I think that's so funny. Like, you guys, I mean, maybe I'm just assuming, but you guys don't get offended easily. So, like, you can have that humor.
That was one thing that's been hard for not hard, but it's been different for our relationship, is that I'm not used to having somebody that's sensitive. And we say that a lot. Like, I'll tease you sometimes, and you'll, like, generally kind of not like it. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm teasing.
You're
and I'll say that.
how
many times have I said that? Like, Mimi, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm teasing you.
I know you're teasing.
Yeah. But then you say the same thing. I know you're teasing, but I just don't like it, and I'm sensitive. And I'm like, we just both, I need to, it's a learning process.
Yeah, because I need to loosen up, and you need to
tone it down.
Nicer.
Yeah, but it is.
No, but I know you're never serious about it, and then I'm kind of more teasing with you that I'm getting offended too.
Good to know, so I can keep the jokes flying. All right, good. Next question. We'll have 2 more. Okay. We're already at 42 minutes. So,
I really like this podcast so far.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
I was gonna say we should title it like our favorite
podcast. Yeah, that's a good title.
Okay, I just hope it's in focus.
Yeah, see, it's on my face.
It's been on you the whole time. I don't think I've ever been in focus.
I think the camera focuses on the prettier one, so
it won't go on me at all.
I have it on the pretty autofocus, so it makes sense. What's the worst piece of advice you've ever been told? The worst piece of advice. I've been told so many worse pieces. I'm buzzing right now.
I know. Probably something about me wanting to be an interior designer and other people not being supportive. Mm-hmm. I think you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Just when people close to you, even when they just show the slightest bit of doubt in you or in what you want to do, it can really...
Even a facial expression is enough.
Yeah, even just a little expression. And that's not really advice, but it's almost like when someone's like, are you sure that's what you want to do? Like, that can just, like, kill you inside, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's ever been ridiculous advice, I don't even listen to it. But when it's like that, you're just kind of like,
I think mine's on a similar, almost exactly the same. And anything with the word, like, you shouldn't, you shouldn't do that.
Like, are you sure you want to do
that? Like,
yeah,
are you sure you want to do that? You shouldn't do that. Like, or you can't do that. Like, anytime someone else is telling you what your limitations are, or what you
should be doing.
Or shouldn't be doing, that is the worst piece of advice. Because I was told that it was stupid, that I should never make a YouTube channel. I was told that I should never try to go play D1 soccer. I don't know how many times I've said this on podcasts and videos.
I know. I feel like I have Shelly on repeat.
Yeah, I've been told
You're talking about the A team and the B team.
Yeah, I was told, like, everything. From the A team, college, semi-pro, professional, YouTube channel, everything.
But I think it comes from their insecurities, because they believe that 100%, they couldn't be doing that. They can't be doing that. So
misery loves company.
We ain't gonna be your company. Write that down.
You can quote us.
Yes.
Misery loves company. It's true. Misery does love company. That's why I don't like complainers.
And that's why I like being alone.
But honestly, that's what people complain for. They complain because they want to hear you complain back.
Yeah.
Because it's just, how many times have you guys seen, analyze that in your own life right now. If you either are a complainer, you just want other people to hop on the same bandwagon with you and complain about the same things. So you can sit there and complain together and feel that same weird warmth that you get when somebody else is miserable and you're miserable as well. And for whatever, and we've all been there.
It's almost like that's kind of why gossip is so popular.
Yeah.
Because like if you hate someone and then you find out that they hate someone,
Then you become
and you
great
can
friends.
both talk about hating someone.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, I've been in a place in my life, where B team or I'm miserable on the B team and I'm like, why the hell am I not on the A team? And I'm all like complaining about it. Someone else goes, yeah, why? We should both be on the A team, blah, blah, blah. And you feel good about it, but nothing's accomplished.
Yeah.
It's like, just work at improving that. Last question, Mimi. Here we go. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
There are 2 types of people in this world. What are the 2 types?
Males and females?
Well, now that could get us in a lot of trouble in this day and age.
2 types of people.
No, there's a spectrum. There is no.
Winners and losers.
Wow. Okay.
Black and white.
All right.
And it could be more abstract than that.
Winners and losers. You're going harsh with this, huh? What defines a loser?
I'm gonna say believers and non-believers.
Don't stop believing.
Hold on to that.
Believers and non-believers be more believers in what?
Anything. Themselves, other people, the world.
God.
Jesus. Same person.
Believers. So you believers I don't know. I still don't like this answer.
Why don't you like this answer?
Believers in what?
In anything. I'm talking more about in themselves and in other people.
Believers in themselves. So like confidence, people with confidence, people who don't believe in themselves.
Not confidence. But like, it's like almost like I see the world in black and white where there's people that are going for what they want.
Yeah.
And then people who are not.
I think
like complacent
that's my answer.
people and then people who go for what they want. But I don't know how to describe that.
See, my answer would be there's doers and then there's not doers.
Well, that's kind of what I meant by believers, non-believers. Because the doers are the ones that believe that they can do it.
I don't think you used the right words.
I don't think I did either.
I was going to say doers and people that don't do.
Yeah.
Like, you either...
People are complacent and don't do what they want to be doing or should be doing or could be doing. And then the people who do.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like...
You stole my answer.
I just made the answer better.
Yes.
Sure.
I started the answer.
Yeah. That was a good podcast. Honestly, my favorite podcast. Those questions were really good. I really like that.
Do you have more of those? Where'd you get that from?
I'm not telling.
Come on.
It's funny is like... I literally looked up first website, clicked on. I'm like, wow, these are really, really
I've
good.
looked for questions for the podcast so many times. Maybe I'm typing the wrong thing.
Who'd you type in?
Like, I've typed in like deep questions to ask somebody, or there's even like the ones that are like good interview questions.
Well, that's what I typed.
What, good interview questions?
Yeah.
God. You're just better at Google.
I'm pretty good at Google.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the podcast, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Longer run, almost 50 minutes. You got to go.
I have to leave.
Yeah, you have a bachelor party?
Bachelorette.
Oh, so 50-50. I was wrong. Bachelorette party. Oh yeah, bachelor. I know what a bachelor is. That's a guy. Bachelor pad. You have a bachelorette party to get to. I have to start editing this, and we have to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to drive up to Irvine to train. Or you're gonna be filming. But yeah, let's do it. That was the against anything. Any last word you want to say?
Yes. What are you?
A believer.
A doer, or a not doer? What was the other one?
I honestly I didn't have a good word for it. I said people that don't do.
Are you a doer or a don't do? Ask yourself that.
Stop being.
Look at yourself in the mirror tonight. Ask yourself.
Stop.
I'm out.
Hi, this was the Against All Odds podcast. Peace.